The Lakers just won the first ever NBA in-season tournament, and while LeBron James was rightfully named MVP, it was Anthony Davis who stole the show in the championship game, as the Pacers had no answer for his complete and utter dominance on either end of the floor. Right away, it was easy to pick up on two key focuses in the Lakers offense. First was to play with as much pace as possible, and because of AD's ability to get down the floor, that led to a couple easy buckets. Second was to run pretty much everything through Davis in the half court. Usually that means lots of pick and roll. He has incredible hands and is one of the best finishers in the game, making him a perfect partner for just about any ball handler you can think of. And by nature, that sort of interior presence makes life easier for guards who look to score. Notice how both Myles Turner and Buddy Hield are more worried about AD's role than picking up on Russell, and that leads to an open floater. Davis is far from your traditional screen and roll big though. He's skilled enough to initiate the offense from up top, adding some versatility. Here he's going to come off a ball screen from LeBron to set up a dribble handoff with Cam Reddish. And this time Turner actually does pick up, but Cam shreds him with some nice footwork. Next time down, they seem to be setting up another handoff, but instead of using the action, D'Lo's gonna cut back door, and Davis hits him in close where he earns some free throws. It's not just getting into action with others that the defense has to worry about either, because with all of that open space, he's also a threat to take his man one-on-one, threatening a drive with a hanging hesitation dribble before sidestepping into a high-quality mid-range jumper. He's got one of the best handles we've ever seen from his position, and he can blend that live dribble into post-ups as well. He knows that Isaiah Jackson's gonna have to initiate contact to keep up with his physicality, so he patiently feels it out and waits for that bump, and right when it happens, turns and shoots through it for 2 points plus the foul. In the first 7 minutes of this game, he recorded 10 points on 5 of 5 shooting, showcasing his value in the pick and roll, as an initiator, as a self-creating scorer, and these three themes would continue to drive the Lakers offense throughout the duration. They ran so much pick and roll, and Indiana never quite figured out how to defend it. As Davis goes to set the screen, he recognizes that Toppin's about to fight over, but Turner's still hugging him at the level, meaning he has an opportunity to slip right to the lane, and that's a real easy lob up top. So next time they go back to that Bron and AD two-man game, Turner's gonna make more of an effort to drop back and not give up the slip, but in doing so, he again prioritizes the roll over the ball, which leaves LeBron with an open lane. Then on attempt number 3, Turner's actually gonna jump out in a blitz, looking to get the ball out of Bron's hands, but all that does is leave Davis with a 4-on-3 advantage to attack, first looking off the help as he steps into a floater and following his own miss for an effortless tip-in. That was one of his 5 offensive rebounds, and while 5 is an impressive mark, I don't even think that does him justice. He was completely controlling the offensive glass. I mean, the Pacers would throw 2 or 3 bodies on him and he'd still come down with it. It got to a point where the only way to keep him from creating second chances was to foul him, and that resulted in Myles Turner picking up 2 fouls on attempted box outs. It wasn't just the offensive rebounding. In general, AD just completely owned the paint. When Taurean Prince attacks a closeout and drops it off to him, it looks like Turner's in perfect position to protect the rim. But what Davis sees is about 2 feet of space for him to attack, dropping a shoulder into his chest and using his pivot to go right through him for a grown man's finish. He can attack space like this from as far out as the perimeter. It looks like he's about to set up a dribble handoff with Russell, but recognizes that Turner's playing back with no help at the nail, so he instead puts his head down and takes it all the way to the cup for 2. And again, these sort of downhill attacks just highlight how unique of a talent he truly is. This time he faces up in an open corner, takes 1 step towards the baseline before spinning back towards the middle, and although he loses his balance, he's got enough control to float it in with some soft touch. Because of these skills as a creator, whenever the offense runs through him in that top of the key pinch post, get into handoff action style of play, his isolations serve as a release valve. So in the event that the defense does a good job of taking away plan A, plan B is an aggressive Anthony Davis, and that's a nightmare to contain. Another thing I think people underrate in his game is that despite not being an elite playmaker, when he's operating from a standstill, he does a great job of reading the floor. That sticks out when the Lakers go to their horn setup. The idea is meant to be a high-low action so that LeBron can steal off low post position, but when Hield tags from the weak side corner, Davis makes a great skip pass. That creates a long closeout and ultimately a driving lane for some easy offense at the rim. When you add some quality passing to the mix and pair it with the size and scoring ability, it means that the offense always has an outlet to get the ball to in the middle. Prince has no dribble, the team has no advantage, but by just getting it to AD in the pinch post and faking a cut, that little give and go results in a quality 3 from the corner. But because Davis also has the wing-like skills and mobility, he can even be on the receiving end of these sorts of plays, inbounding the ball and sprinting off a back screen with nobody to protect the rim from 2 easy points. You would think that with this much involvement on offense, the defense would start to take a hit. But when I say this dude was everywhere, I mean it literally. They made an effort to either blitz or trap every single Halliburton ball screen, so that the other guys would have to make plays. And then the weak side low man, in this case LeBron, would rotate early to meet the roller. Because AD's so mobile, these coverages did a good job of taking away the advantages that come with a pick and roll. He has no lane to drive, Bron's in position to meet Isaiah Jackson, and that's an impossibly difficult left-handed skip to Mathurin. With only a couple seconds of shot clock left, he's forced into a tough 3 that hits nothing but the air. To avoid Davis, the Pacers started using ball screens from their wings to see if they could get Halliburton some space, but it's the same thing with the aggressive trapping, and when he keeps his dribble alive to then use a screen from Turner, AD's right there to shut off the lane, with Reeves sliding down to tag the roll. Just like that, the offense is reset with no sort of advantage to attack. That mobility doesn't only enable him to execute these more aggressive coverages, but unlocks more switching. Whenever there was an open guy on the perimeter, he'd just seamlessly rotate to pick up the ball. Here's one where he finds himself closing out to Buddy Hield, and because he knows Hield wants to shoot, he makes sure to completely take away that space. Hield resets for an isolation, and AD over-aggressively plays the perimeter so that he can funnel him into the paint, where Max Christie deflects a pass to force a turnover. That type of mobility, when paired with AD's length, also allows him to cover an obscene amount of space when helping. Just look at how hard he closes out to Turner, all of his momentum going towards the sideline, and while in most cases that would be easy to attack, he's in such control of his body that he stays in proper position to take that away as well. Here's another one where he's forced to close out to the corner, this time actually leaving his feet for a contest when Toppin fakes. You'd think he's out of the play, only for the defense to scramble and buy him some time to fly back into the paint, where he doesn't bite on an up fake and perfectly times up Bruce Brown's attempt. That was one of his 4 blocks in this game, and the rim protection that he provides means that he's able to cover for his entire team at times. Notice how Prince gets caught watching the ball as Toppin sneaks right behind him on a backdoor cut. In most cases, that sort of breakdown results in a layup, but against the Lakers, here comes Davis from up top to wipe it off the glass. On this one, you're going to see the Pacers play with a ton of speed, and it looks like TJ McConnell might be able to break away for a layup, only to again get wiped off the glass, and that leads to some real easy offense going the other way. I don't know about you, but I've personally never seen AD make the Mamba face. This dude was all the way locked in. Even when he's not blocking shots, he's always altering them. Just being in the right spot, using his size, and timing up his contest can completely change the dynamic of attackers. So much so that at a certain point players decide to not even test him at all, instead settling for lower percentage looks over the top. a testament to his deterrence. And because of that combination of length and agility, he can not only cover the entire painted area, but turn away multiple threats at the same time. First picking up Haliburton, who thinks twice about driving and drops it off to Turner, who's gonna try to finish vertically, but to no avail. Through the first 27 minutes of the game, he controlled everything. The interior dominance on offense, the versatility on defense, but with just under 9 minutes left in the third, he seemed to seriously hurt his groin while battling on the offensive glass. Just look at how he's walking down the court. That's a hurting man, but he gave Darvin Ham the thumbs up, so he'd stay in. And even while visibly in pain, he continued to make his impact known on both ends. It starts with him picking up Haliburton on a drive and leaving his feet, before turning to also take away his own man with yet another blocked shot. Now just look at how he runs down the court, only to have the offense run through him again, posting up Isaiah Jackson, attacking aggressively, and drawing a foul. At about the 6-minute mark, the Lakers finally called a timeout to get the guy out of the game because he could barely move. And he got some quick treatment, but after about 1 minute, he came right back in, still trying to walk it off, and he continued to make a difference. LA had a chance to extend the lead and deliver the potential kill shot, and that would require AD on the floor, even if he wasn't 100%. While he was still playing great, it didn't feel quite as dominant as before, and even with him playing every minute after that point, the Pacers were able to bring the game within 3 points halfway through the fourth. At this exact moment, Davis had 29, and from there, I don't know if it was adrenaline or what, but he pretty much single-handedly closed this game and put it out of reach in a matter of just 2.5 minutes. It started with a pick and roll between him and LeBron. The King goes up aggressively on Turner, meaning it's Nesmith who has to keep AD off the glass. In other words, he drew a foul and ended up hitting both free throws. Next time down, the ball gets to Russell up top, and Davis is going to seal off position in the low post, just abusing Miles Turner as he turns into a dunk in a very Shaq-esque manner. So they went back to it again. LeBron in the mid post, Davis looking to establish inside position, but this time Turner grabs him, and that's number 6. He's done for the night. With no Turner, the Pacers went to Obi Toppin at the 5, meaning that AD had a constant mismatch to attack, and he just continued to draw fouls, hitting all of his free throws as the Lakers continued to score at will. And to cap off the stretch, it was once again LeBron in the mid-post drawing a double team while Davis darts down the middle of the lane for a simple catch and finish over Haliburton. A 13-0 run that extended the lead to 16, and AD had to let Las Vegas know that he is indeed him. In garbage time, he'd go on to score 2 more easy points after receiving a dump off, and that right there took him past the 40 mark. Despite getting hurt, he ended up playing almost the entire second half, just sitting out that 1 minute in the third and the final minute of the fourth. In the almost 41 total minutes he played, he recorded 41 points, 20 rebounds, and 5 assists, becoming just the 3rd player in Lakers history with 40, 20, and 5 in a game. He also blocked 4 shots as they held the Pacers to a whopping 21 points below their usual offensive rating. This is maybe the most perfect example of the term two-way masterclass. Indiana just couldn't do anything to limit his impact on either end, as he helped lead the Lakers to the first ever NBA Cup. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and turn my post notifications on to be first on more content. If you're interested in my more in-depth research, make sure to check out my website and social media profiles. You can find those links in the description. Feel free to let me know down in the comments what you thought of this game. As always, I hope you all have a great day, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.